and loose the snares of assimilation's jazz? Can I add shells and beads, extensions and weaves, or roll your locks to the floor and watch your self-esteem soar? Black girl, can I grease your scalp, massage your temples, and allow your hopes and dreams to flow out? And allow all your dreams to take hold and sprout? Can I twist them in knots and singlese twists that little black boys look at and can't resist? And show you how to add the fragrance of newbiness on your wrist? Black girl, can I comb away your pain, loosen up your knowledge, and remove your shame? Can I talk to you about your woes and strains that cause you pain, and allow me to remind you of the Father's love again? Black girl, can I read to you excerpts from color girls who've considered suicide when the rainbow is enough? Yeah, girl. Sometimes it gets rough, but you'll be equipped and you'll know not to deal with this. Or can we talk about revolution, reparations of strengthening this nation? Black girl, God has given me a gift to use my hands to give your spirit a lift, to restore the bonds between queens and would-be queens. Yeah, black girl, to prepare you for things seen and unseen, and to encourage you while you dream your dreams. Black girl, can I scratch out slavery and allow you to be free from racist society and assembly? Can I tell you the essence of your strong femininity while they strive to look like you and me? Shh. Don't tell anybody. Just keep your eyes open and see the cornrows, the collagen, the tan skin, and slavery is on the rise again. Black girl, can I remind you of the inventions that this nation's history has conveniently forgot to mention? Can I tell you of little things like why Sears is living off a Robux pension? Black girl, can I remind you that you are more than what your heart desires for, and to help you to see that this struggle is bigger than you and me, and it's time for our whole nation to rise up and be free. Black girl, can I comb your hair?
Since this is on the shoulder of giants, I thought it would be appropriate to do a piece out of my book. This is my 6th published book, titled What Else Did You Think I Would Say? Poems about politics, passion, resistance, and love. The title is sort of me, being sarcastic with people. Oh, you're always talking about politics. You're always talking about revolution. What else did you think I was going to say? So, that said, this is a piece out of that book. I do have copies tonight. I think I only have 2 left because Don Juan was generous enough to already buy one. They're $20. Respect for supporting artists. Yeah.
You love that one.
Right. It's called I Heard You've Been Looking for Me, and it'll explain itself. I heard that you've been looking for me. Well, I've been busy. I've been on the go with Pharaoh. Then me and Rosa rode the bus to relax in the park, and we sat in the front. Nefertiti came through and said there was no time to sit and rest, because generations of women like me were about to be oppressed. So I called my girls Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, and India Ari. And we bounced over to Jerusalem where Moses was busy setting people free. Tired and hungry, we stopped to get some grub, but then we got the call from Harriet Tubman. Man, ain't no rest for the true revolutionists. So we paid for our food and made a dash to the door. We ran from Delaware to Philadelphia with Harriet, digging tunnels on the earth's floor. We were on our way down the railroad when Sojourner called to tell us the truth. So I hit Malcolm on X's cell phone, and he said to put on my battle boots. Because by any means necessary, we had to unite to overcome the adversaries. Martin was at the church with the rest of the kings. Meanwhile, Sergeant Parker and the rest of the Buffalo soldiers started to sing freedom songs as we traveled across country roads, and a little later, Alex Haley Thurgood Marshall came through to relieve us of our perplexing loads. I heard that y'all been looking for me. Well, I've been busy. I've been with Eldridge Cleaver, Angela Davis, Huey P. Newton, and Bobby Seale. I've been with the FTP, the BPP, the BLA, and all others feeling the way we feel. And we met on the front lawn at Marcus Garvey's spot. And when Nelson Mandela, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Jackie Robinson got there, it was hot. We was politicking, flowing, planning, and taking action. Rita Dove, Maya Angelou, and Langston Hughes showed up, and it really got cracking. Madam C.J. Walker came through and schooled us all on some economical fitness, and y'all know she hooked the sisters' hair up so we could look fly while handling our business. Booker T. Washington and Josephine Baker came too. Frederick Douglass and Carter G. Woodson was ready for whatever we needed to do. Then somebody suggested calling Colin Powell, and we all just kind of started to laugh. Knowing that Mr. I'm not like those other black folks would try to shut us down real fast. After all, we can't trust anybody that hangs around in the bush. Patti LaBelle called from Gladys Knight's house and told us to be on the lookout for those wolves in sheep clothing like that Rainbow Coalition. They talking loud but ain't saying nothing instead of actually improving cognitive conditions. I heard that y'all been looking for me. Well, check my history and you'll see I've been busy.
Damage has been done. As she runs to me and buries her head into my stomach, clenching. Her 7-year-old self-esteem has been crushed due to the teasing because of her dark skin, thin frame, and resistant hair texture. I can tell that the damage has been done because oftentimes I have to lift her chin to look me in the face as she speaks, and I confess that I'm worried. And I know now that I am in a race against time. I am in a race against time before that man gets to her head, and say, hey, shorty, you pretty. And those words will sound so sweet, but she has never heard them before with sincerity, and even at that moment, if they are not, she will still rationalize the sound, the emotion to make that moment golden, to be her reason, and he will see. He will see through to her broken spirit that has been trampled the majority of her days, and she will believe him. She will believe him through all the hurt and pain. She will believe him with the blood that pumps through her very veins, blinded as everybody watches as she defends his every action because he was the first and only to tell her. And he will believe when he says that you are nothing without me. And she will believe when he says that no one loves you but me, because he was the first and only to tell her that she was pretty, that her dark skin was a sign of life's fullness versus the black emptiness she feels in her heart due to the mindless, emotionless taunts of children and adults alike, because harsh judgment is a trained behavior. And see, when he leaves, she will be on that search again for that word, for that familiar action of the first man, because when he left, he took what she knew as her identity on an endless search to validate her self-worth, and her worthiness to be loved. Because no one ever showed her how to look within. Only fed the belief that you ain't until a man said, feeling incomplete until he sticks himself inside of a precious womb to validate it, forced into an existence of miseducation, false identity relation, taught self-hatred, running away from every mirror now because she has been convinced. And she will keep running, and she will keep running to the point where her soul will get tired and asks for her to stop for one moment. For one moment to catch her breath and to remember why she stopped running in the first place. Confronted by her mentality, she will be hurt. Hurt to know that what she thought was self-love was nothing but an empty attempt to get people to see how pretty she was. She will be hurt wondering, why did she abuse her spirit all over this word? Why did she give of herself countlessly all over this word? And she will beat herself up to no end all over this word, to the point where she can only lie in a puddle of tears, now bringing forth the issue of foolishness. Now stacking issue after issue to the point where her castle is built and her heart can no longer be reached, because in her mind, no one wants an empty fool to spend a life with, and as she sits in that dark, cold corner just getting by, and time will pass her by, and time will pass her by with no resolve. So now, I am in a race against time. I am in a race against cause and effect. I am in a race to show her that pretty ain't nothing but a word, and she is beautiful regardless. She is beautiful because she is a goddess brought to flesh. Beautiful for her name manifested. She is a fragrant flower blooming in spite of. Beautiful just because she is Jasmine.
It's televised live from Tel Aviv. Lies keep telling these lies to you. It's televised live from Tel Aviv. Lies keep telling these lies to you. Now, it's not my fault that salt is no longer used as a form of currency. It's left to be utilized and brutalized by those who wish to scorn. Children of the corn, still born, still mourn the loss of light divine. It's televised, live from Tel Aviv. Lies keep telling these lies to you. It's televised, live from Tel Aviv. Lies keep telling these lies to you. Oil. Of course, I know the want outweighs the need. Indefinite seems to be the rate of speed that lies lead to self-destruction. You give of your faith, yet two faces can't be trusted. Still, it's televised, live from Tel Aviv. Lies keep telling these lies to you. It's televised, live from Tel Aviv. Lies keep telling these lies to you. Terrorism. Tyrannous effort reacts rashly out of ridiculously ignorant sought money. Televised, live. A war on terror is a war to scare you, yet Osama somehow has been forgotten. The apple is shiny, it's true, even to Mr. Obama still could be rotten, just not to the core, we hope. It's televised, live from Tel Aviv. Lies keep telling these lies to you. It's televised, live from Tel Aviv. Lies keep telling these lies. Hypocrisy, bureaucracy, democratic, conservative, liberal, right wing that's flapping on the left side, lies. Televised. Our dissolution will be televised, live from Tel Aviv. Lies keep telling these lies to us.
Yeah. In my efforts to imprison 60 seconds in a minute, I was exposed to the foolishness in man's idea of trying to trap time with words like era, century, memorabilia, history, etc. Because man thought that time was an obedient substance and compliant to his Gregorian design. Forgive me, let me start over. I made a mistake. Okay. Yeah. Time will often waste time for no one. And time walks complete yet unparalleled by none. And if he who gave time life told you that he was coming, would you try to gamble this bluff or be ready for lo he comes? It's a simple conclusion from a mind who thought none. Not trying to be a killjoy, but I'm speaking perspective from a conscience which nonsense taints with objects of base affections. Two different passions going the same direction. Time is born of a timeless concept. It's the father of idle hands while helpless minds embrace vice for the first time. It's beautified through blissful scenes and any means of careless vanity while seconds fade away from your indefinite lifeline. I thought that maybe I would take minutes of its infinite tread to make second-wise increments into messages for freedom. Understood. But beautified blissful scenes of careless vanity is the type of time that most call good. So where's your humanity, man? Broken, beat down. At the foot of every vagabond abducted, warming itself by a barrel lit on fire, understanding that God doesn't have pity for our excuses or self-justifications making us all liars. We place ourselves in situations where time is taken for granted. We trade it for ball and chain and now we're stuck standing in line. With the gone in 60 seconds fantasy, we wait for panic to get ourselves together and learn how to better utilize our time. Sadly, it's nothing more than a routine rehearsed by generational proxy, subtly taken serious when confronted by its flat line. But even when realized, some are too gung-ho to even consider stopping, and then, I kept the concept of saving time behind when I realized that I could use time to save myself. It's an eye-opening intervention that maybe you should share with someone else. And I wondered how time would clear its conscience after witnessing the things that we've done, realizing its involvement was imperative to wars being won when the enemies yielded rocks and the hero shot bullets from the firearms that barked with recoil. When you pull the trigger to the hammer to the back of the bullet, the response is edited as a victory. A celebrated cowardice, a masculine demonstration of what innovation and power is. In the third world, time means more hours where human beings can join two sewing machines, join dreams in a dream weaver's death clutch to choke the life of the reality fabric that they love to hate so much. It's delicate to the ears and it's sensitive to the touch, but I tried to hold my tongue from formidable offense, and you cared less if the sentiment pained or if it hurt, as long as you had another decal embroidered up on your shirt. It's a long day at work, and 40 hours a week makes you a slave until you have worked hard inside of your grave. The aurora borealis takes all, encompassing, claiming, subtitling, naming, the fall, time. Thank you.
Real deep. That is Black Butterfly. We are here honoring Mo. The assistant, what is your name that came up with? Sharad. God, you were amazing. I have no idea where you've been, but I'm so thankful that you were here right now at this moment. Yeah. Shanta, it's good to see you. Okay. Ground zero, no hero, no morals, no rules. Play the fool and be considered cool, but pursue an education and deprive yourself of the regulations of what it is to be young, wild, ruthless, and black. Now how twisted is that? The fact is we're ruining our kids because most of us grown folks is pretty messed up too. But I want to fly. I want to take off, soar to heights I've never reached. I want to stand on the sun and teach the stars. I want little boys to desire more than money, women, and cars. I want little girls to become lawyers, doctors, and classy, educated women. I want to raise up an entire nation not shaped in the glamorization of sin. I want Tupac to resurrect and come back to teach the ghetto gospel. I want to do away with the Southern Baptists, the Latter-day Saints, and the Pentecostals, and every other denomination. I wish we had a nation of one God, one faith, and one holy revelation. I want to fly so high that even the wind has to reach for me, and only God would be above me, and everyone would love me, and this time I'd actually know how to love you back. I want to go to the county courthouse and overturn every sentence. I want the devil to seek repentance. I don't ever want to deal with another jailhouse collect call. I'd rather go to the injustice center and blow up the walls. I want to set my people free and let them live again. I want to give birth to life when I pick up a pen. I want to obstruct the legislation and rewrite the plan for this nation, and I want to fly. I want to give birth to a baby girl and spend quality time greasing her scalp. I want her to rock dreads when she's 6 on her own free will. And I want to show her what being a woman is really all about. I gave birth to a son, and I'm going to raise him not infatuated by guns. I want to give birth to entire celestial systems. We already know Ro can rock the mic. But I hope y'all actually listen. I want to go to the White House and ask the president if he consulted the ghetto residents before he declared war on all communities. And I want diplomatic community, and I want to fly. I want to slam the slant and can the can, and this time I want you to question who I am. Because now I really have an answer. I want to be an African dancer, bare feet pounding untrodden land, sand curling itself underneath my toes. I like my wide African nose, and I want my real clothes, not this phony name brand stuff that America done programmed us with. I want every child to have an equal education. I want to reconstruct the fibers of this nation. I want to sell millions of books and CDs and turn around and donate all the money to domestic violence shelters. I want to tear down the Statue of Liberty and melt her because she never represented my struggle. I want to write poetry so intense and so deep that even when I'm gone, my words will echo in your sleep. And I want to fly.
Again, I'm Renaissance. For those of you who were not here earlier, this piece that I'm going to do, I actually wrote about collective mindset and consciousness that flows through everything, but a certain few people in this town have tapped into it together. And so this piece, and a lot of them are here right now. One of them's to my left, one of them's in front of me, the other one's wearing green, the other one's put all this on tonight. So, I mean, you know, two of my main facilitators sitting right here behind me. This is my godfather and godmother. Without them, I tell you right now, I would not be here.
All right.
So, I'm trying to do this without crying. If I do cry, though, just roll with it. Hand me a tissue. I'll be all right.
You cry, I got it on tape.
Yeah, I know. Right? You'll hold it against it forever. So, it's called You and I without the TY, and that's U.N.I without. Is there any of you and I? Or any of I and you? All I know is to be open to the drum roll of words that flow from my languid tongue apparatus. But all I seem to see is you. Open, eager, and willing to receive power through the inspiration facilitated here. You and I and you, us, we, together. Could this be our brain trust? Or Are we just feeding our souls? Soul power like the plasma that flows through my veins, toppling all totalitarian and tyrannous, you see, reigns. We grab a hold of them. And this little light of mine, yes, I am showing them that my light is merely your reflection. The I in you no longer feels any separation, but the you and I, true, is what graces this stage. And since love has become my filler, it's allowed my voice to become my gauge.
I know it's going to turn into all this.
You should have known, right?
And I don't know that I have this committed to memory, so
It's good.
we're going to see.
Whatever you do is going to be hot.
We're going to see. I wrote this in to wrap up 2008 because it was a big year. I mean, for a number of reasons. And for all of y'all, even if you don't know. Yes. So it goes, 2008, in reference to 2008. There's a couple things going on this year worth mentioning. Wall Street ran a train on the pensioners. They went pillaging, and Congress took a vote to give them trillions in benefits and cash. Yeah. And I'm picking up the tab. Forget it though. I say bring it on. Ain't no blood coming from no stone. The dollar's like fool's gold. But it seemed like they want euros in exchange for my school loan. The credit freeze, reverse osmosis in the coast, polar bears falling off the Arctic shelf, floating in the water. Then most death prophesied would rise to reclaim the earth at high tide. So now it's Back to the Future, Mad Max, sci-fi. I'm Bobby Gill on my mind. Used to be a figure of speech, but now it's more of a literal description of the figures we see. The pie charts changing allotments. Hard to imagine a line graph dropping off any sharper. The bar graphs pistoning. Better yet, the bar graphs mimicking. The gas prices pistoning. Detroit stayed whispering about mergers, acquisitions, and the gist of it, somebody on factory floors is fractions of seconds from getting factored no more. Couple deaths in the family. Isaac Hayes gone. More sections is the soundtrack to Mourn. Bernie Mac got taken away. He got ghosts. He got a movie coming. Hope he got some takeaway quotes. The Gaza Strip caught on fire again. No surprise, but I still feel Iraq was the win. Pakistan ousted Musharraf. And among other things, Lady Benazir got blown out of headscarf. The iPhone bubbled in a double-digit growth. Powered by 3G, Sir Steve took an oath to make the touch screen so open source they can't stop touching it like open source. They revolutionized the game. Anywhere that you are, you got bars, you standing there, you can stream video, data direct, and sound codes, and these silly ass rappers still worry about downloads. Wow. Anyway, the story of the year, Obama. Yeah. The future's here. Tell the truth, I didn't really think he had a thing. Michelle's eyebrow was cocked on Time magazine. I'm thinking, nah, they ain't ready for that. At the White House, it's lights out. She's really that black. But there she was walking Pennsylvania Ave, killing them heels and waving her hands. I fell in love with the first family flexing. I fell in love with the thought of George and Texas. Yeah. But anyway, the whole thing's on the line. Let's get it started. Welcome to 2009.
I saw you. I was on my way home from a long day, and I was coming off the freeway, and I saw you. See, you had a sign that read, pregnant and homeless, and I was wondering, what kind of place is this that we live in that would allow you in your condition to be holding a sign by the freeway's edge? And I was wondering, was it a lie? Or was this a way for you to get high? Or was the money that you were getting allowing you to get by? See, the word says you never know when you're in the presence of angels. And I was wondering, if $3 could change this world, should I give assistance to you, or are you playing with my emotions? I prayed to the Lord for answers, And I prayed, Lord, if I'm to help this girl, I need you to enter into this world and help me make this decision. See, I need your assistance. I rolled down the window and I reached in my purse and I pulled out $3 and I prayed, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I reached out and I touched her hand. And as I said, God bless you, something happened. See, I had to pull over and compose my thoughts and feelings and shed some tears to cleanse my soul. The contact that we made changed my life. What has made us so numb to compassion that we are asking ourselves, should we help? Someone in need, someone with the seed, how do you know? See, I've asked myself several times over, what if it was me or you? See, I've asked myself several times over, what if it was me or you? Then what do you think I should do? See, we are all one paycheck, one house note, one rent payment away from homelessness. Can you handle it? Will you be able to make it? Do you have God's grace? Or will you have to fake it? See, when I saw you, something changed my life. Was it yours? Remember, use everybody around you as a tool for connectiveness. We can do this together because we're standing on the shoulders of giants.
For making this all happen again. For us to get up here and speak to you all and share our pieces, but it's actually to celebrate her art. Because this stuff doesn't come easy. And I don't know what she had to go through in order to make all these pieces become produced. But I tell you, it has to be hard work in order for it to be this good, in order for it to be this nice and this beautiful. It's a homey craft like that. I was on the TV. Yes, sir. The design was cool, but it was never designed with the flight of the fool in mind. Now, what expires is the time that oftentimes I'm inclined to inquire when I'm inspired to aspire to try to reach for mine. On a line dividing the earth and the sky where the dreams of the feeble-minded seem to crash, I ask, is this horizon the illusion of greener grass sent from the upper echelon to tempt the lower class in an attempt to reenact the minstrel shows of the past? It was an independent slave, so it catches on fast? They said it's jigaboo time, and I said, it's half past. They said, get off that hate-ish and get on the slave ship, because we're still niggas even if we don't paint our faces. So face it, let's get paid upon the basis monetary. I thought perception is a reality exceeding the ordinary. But it's all up on the TV. It's all up on the TV. And in the blink of an eye, Sambo becomes a little sleazy. And Rastus becomes young Reezy. A little girl turned and said, Mister, is it really easy like that? If my behind gets fat, yo, can I really get attention? If I shake it, can I get on television? Can I get paid? Whoa. And I'm like, dang, from the master to the slave. After 500 years, microwaves are made easy, but it's all up on the TV. You mean to tell me it's okay to act wild, foolish, and untamed because it appeals to a market that solicits my dark skin? Meanwhile, if my lines demonstrate that I have brains, you won't even hear my name? Because consciousness only profits those in tune to acknowledge it, while those who don't hear a lot of it adhere to that nonsense. That's why there's no options. So that in turn makes a bigger profit for that executive pocket. Gross national product where they sell that nigga image like Starbucks, and you awestruck by the fortune and fame? Coffee is still coffee, even if it changed names. Might taste a little different, but it's all brewed the same. Child meets world and falls in love with the stars. And subconsciously models life by the TV screen she believes. And no one wants to be responsible for how this girl is deceived because she's only a victim stargazing at the aurora borealis. Her brother is victim number 1 million, miscellaneous, caught in the void and doesn't even know that he's valid. Until the next thug ballad gives his unidentified identity balance. I'm shocked frozen because we stand by why humanity is molested, and so I thought if I could show you what's in between the lines, would you heed the warning signs? Or would you fake as if you're deaf or dyslexic or blind until confronted with something that's unexpected and overwhelming, like one of your own children mentally jailed, singing that same old song on the radio. It teaches little boys how to kill with guns, teaches little girls how to give fellatio. Predator and prey. So I use Nemesis Genesis with Darwinistic to make yourself free of a creator. Satan takes the next generation fresh out of the incubator. Raises the superstar to make an exodus back through musical mental slave labor.
He